Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of the Inner Compass. And today I want to start off by thanking everybody for all the beautiful birthday wishes. Such a beautiful expression of love. And I hope each and every one of you felt that same expression of love back to you. So thank you for the calls, the emails, the text messages, all the messages. It was just so heartwarming and reminds me that the only thing that is real on this planet is love. Everything else is an illusion of our consciousness or our separate self. And I always keep going back, like, why did we come here? Like, that I feel like is my soul calling, is to help us remember why we even incarnated. Why did we come into this earth? And to remember that I am the energy expressing itself as through Aaron at this time and in this carnation. Like, I am the energy, the source that is actually making this body do what it's doing. And I am not my body. I am not this 3D construct that we become conditioned into believe that we are being. And that is our ego. Our ego was designed to create protection for us. And as we've evolved as a human being, so too do we have to evolve out of that separate identified consciousness. We need to go from identifying as a tree to being able to identifying that I am the forest. I am interconnected with everything and everyone. I am God experiencing the universe through Aaron at this time. I am divinity. I am the remembrance of the true expression of who I am, which is the eternal being, which is energy. My soul is eternal. It lives forever. It has existed forever. It will live forever in all time and eternity, because energy can neither be created nor destroyed. And so we're here to break through the ego and the illusion of the separate self. We are here to break free from the body, which we think is who we are. And we have all this self-identification built up in it. And I think when I was talking yesterday and talking about my journey and my learnings, is I think when I knew no better. I mean, I knew none of this. I think how much did I suffer? I suffered tremendously because I was so identified with my physical self, with the physical world. And it didn't matter what I accumulated or had as a human being that I would have identified as like, this has made me successful, or whatever the of ego was trying to identify with. I was in complete suffering. I was in complete unhappiness because I hadn't remembered who I truly was. Yes, it didn't matter what houses I had, what cars I drove, what any of that was. Like, I would have all of that, and I still was so intrinsically miserable. And I just remember waking up and going, this cannot be it. This is not it. We did not come in for this. And I think as I have embarked on that journey of unlearning and truly remembering that I am the forest, I am not the tree, I am source. And everything that I was doing was out of a perception of lack, out of fear, or out of attachment, because I saw myself as the individual doer creating my own reality, when in reality, I am the universe experiencing itself through Aaron. I am, when I look at the world and see the reflection back, that isn't a reflection of Aaron. That's the reflection of the divine love that is in the universe. And so I have felt just called to share my own learnings, like what has been the experience been through this vessel. Because we're here to transcend and awaken, and we're here to break free of our suffering. We can take ourselves off that cross at any moment because our ego wants us to suffer. What's our suffering? It's the guilt and shame that we feel from our past because we're identified as the body that we are. So if I look at my past and think about everything that I potentially may have done wrong when all of it was divine and perfectly orchestrated for my this soul's individual learning on this planet to remember itself, like I can get myself free of that. I am guilty of nothing. I acted from the highest state of consciousness that I had in that moment. And it was nothing but learnings. And only Aaron can identify or attach to the negative outcomes that exist in that, because that's an identification with me as a being, and ultimately is an illusion of the separate self. And it's also so incredibly, like, I think my mind-blowing realization recently is like, it's my own best interest working against me. It has been this person it's been this space that has kept me out of my divinity, because when we truly step into remembering who we are, that we are God, source, the universe, divine, expressing itself through this being, and I'm not this being, and I can set all that aside, we transcend into a state of pure bliss, happiness, and love. That, I mean, wow, freaking wow. We wouldn't have the suffering because there's no identification. Our ego wants to keep us suffering. Our ego wants to keep us in lack. Our ego wants us to be in a state of guilt. Like, oh, you should have done this better, or what if you said this, or what if you did this? Like, you're just here to be. You are here to be the highest expression of yourself, which is your soul, which is pure love. And that's the journey we're on. It's not easy. It's one where you have to navigate the intricacies as well as the paradox. It's like, it's simple, yet it's very complex. It's simple for me to go, okay, I'm source expressing itself through this body. I also am a human being. And as I continue to learn and step into that, the layers of ego become more and more and more nuanced to keep us trapped, as well as pull me back. It wants to keep me safe. It wants to keep me in the patterns that I've been, as well as I have so much more learning to do as a soul on this path, because I came in here. But that's also my ego speaking right there, because the ego wants me to think there's so much further to go and so much further to do, when it's like, I already am. At any point, I can break free. And there really is no other time than the present moment. There is no past and there is no future. And all we have is the now. Everything else is an illusion of our consciousness. And as I shared before, it's an illusion of our consciousness because the only thing that we can remember from the past are the guilty things. Or if we have happy moments, we think about those and we're thinking about them typically from a state of longingness of I don't have that right now, so I'm missing that. So again, that's a deficit, that's a space of lack. So all of that is a perceived reality when there just is. All that exists is right now. And in any moment, you can remember your divinity. And I'm going to try to start to find a way or connect in differently to bring this message where it really hits and you can understand. Hopefully you can hear what the message truly is. And the message is we are here to just remember our divinity. In any given moment, I am God, source, universe, divine, expressing itself through Aaron right now. And in that is complete perfection. There is no lack. There is no fear. There is no anything else. There is no striving. There just is an isness. It's a beingness. And everything that we think we're here to do is to drop into a state of being, to drop into a state of transcendence. And I would it's not, like I said, our ego, and I've played this and I've done this, is in a constant pursuit of doing, of seeking, of trying to fulfill itself, of trying to act as I'm the doer and I'm creating this reality. And that's just not the case. We're not separate individuals acting apart from God. We are a nation of God acting in relationship to Him. And so I want to help us break free of that suffering, to break through of the hamster wheel that our ego likes to have us on. I'll be perfectly honest, like I was on it today, and the whole point of consciousness is awareness. I'm aware of it. So then the ego doesn't have any hold once you're aware, because once you become aware and requalify it up, it dissipates. It's like, that's not true. That is not reality. You aren't hooking this vessel and creating a separation from us that you need to keep Aaron on. It's all dropped. And so I just am going to continue to pop in here and try to share, I think, what God source wants to be expressed into the world to help humanity evolve and learn and grow as itself. And we're starting to see this because we wouldn't even be having this conversation if that shift wasn't already occurring on the planet. And so I am called to create this voice, to create community around this, so that we can transcend together. Because the faster we do this, the faster we have heaven on earth, which we can have in any moment at any time when we remember exactly who we are. We are God, we are source, we are divine, expressing itself through a specific vessel. We are the forest, we are not the one tree. So hopefully this message resonates. If you have any comments, like, share, subscribes, please do it all. Please help this message get out there. The whole goal is to awaken the conscious mind of this planet so that we can transcend to a whole new earth. So all the love and light. Have a wonderful day.